Rise and shine, everyone. 9 o'clock on your Sunday morning. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on 13 Sunrise. I'm Matthew Foltz alongside Lindsay Monroe. Hope your weekend's been off to a great start. Gorgeous weather, cannot complain. And really, it was off to a cooler start today too, Lindsay.
It was, yeah. We had temperatures that fell into the 40s briefly for northern and then east central parts of the state, but we're nice and warm at this point.
Yeah, okay. And you were saying today is going to be dry day, good day?
Dry day, good day. You know, and that's what we needed because Carmel, the marathon, had to get rescheduled because we had thunderstorms on the original date of the Carmel Marathon. So that was rescheduled to this morning. Officially got underway about 7 o'clock earlier today. So now we are looking at plenty of sunshine, and they really deserve this nice day to get all of those activities in. Up in Carmel right now, we are looking at temperatures that have climbed back to near 60. It's also 60 in Lafayette. Kokomo still at 59. Muncie now up to 60. And Crawfordsville currently at that 60-degree mark. So over the next few hours, we are looking at that nice warming trend back to the 60s. Going to keep that humidity level low, lots of dry air in place. Eventually a mix of sun and clouds as we rebound back to the low 70s later today. Been watching the skies above because we have high pressure in control across the Great Lakes region. That's what's keeping everything at bay to our west and to our southwest. It's been a pretty active setup across the central plain states. That system, though, not headed in our direction, even though it does look like we're going to tap into a little bit of moisture over in central Illinois. That dry air is going to win out for us today. So if you have plans later on this afternoon, coming downtown, the Indians going to be hosting the Iowa Cubs for Kids Eat Free Sunday. That first pitch at 1:35. We're going to be back in the upper 70s by the end of that game and an Indians victory. Officially forecasting a high of 80 here in Indianapolis. Could see a stray shower as we get into tomorrow, but really that's the only rain chance until this upcoming weekend. We'll talk about that change in your full forecast ahead.
All right, we'll see you then, Lindsay. Well, right now, Indiana State Police are looking into what caused the deadly crash that shut down part of I-65 for hours yesterday. So this is video showing that major backup around 6 p.m. This is near Seymour in Jackson County. So we've learned from state police that at least one person died and multiple other people were injured. A helicopter also responded to the scene. Right now, it's still not clear what exactly caused the crash. Well, now to Mooresville, where a police officer was injured in a serious crash yesterday. So this happened near Main and Madison Streets, not too far from State Road 67. So here's what the scene looked like. You can see in this clip coming up, the officer's SUV right there, pretty damaged in front of someone's front yard. So police say the officer was responding to help with a domestic violence incident where a suspect was resisting arrest. The officer crashed on the way to that investigation, and at last check, the officer was being treated at IU Methodist Hospital. Morgan County's crash investigation team is looking into what caused that crash. Now to Logansport, where we're learning that an 18-year-old and 4 teens are under arrest after multiple car break-ins. So police say the break-ins happened around Thursday morning. Officers say they found the suspects at a park and eventually found stolen items at a home. So they included handguns, car keys, cash, and credit cards. The 18-year-old is due in court Monday on theft charges, and the teens face preliminary theft charges. Your time is now 9:03. A group honoring Hoosier heroes is passing a big milestone. Indy Honor Flight flew its 50th plane of veterans to Washington, D.C. Our Brandon Schaff was in Plainfield where those veterans got a hero's homecoming.
As the American flag flies high above, 86 veterans arrived with a police escort to Plainfield High School. They spent the day in Washington, D.C., visiting memorials built in their honor, including the Korean Memorial and Vietnam Wall.
Oh, it was great. Had a hell of a good time. Yeah, it was really nice.
They also went to Arlington National Cemetery for the changing of the guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Veteran Johnny Doan says that it meant the world to him to be welcomed home and thanked for his service to our country.
It's unbelievable. From the time we pulled up and all the flags and everything, everybody's so nice and shaking your hand. I bet I've shook hands with Dave 1,000 times.
After a long day of traveling to Washington, D.C., veterans will come in after getting off the bus. They'll grab their pictures, which you can see here from when they served. These are all Korean and Vietnam War veterans. And once they head down the hallway, they're greeted by hundreds of people, giving them that hero's welcome.
Each veteran introduced to a crowd roaring with cheers and applause.
Just can't believe it. I just never thought this kind of stuff ever existed. I'm just overwhelmed.
Also greeting these veterans, Dixie the praying dog, who helps relieve any stress.
I'll salute her and she'll bark out, "Thank you, veterans." And it just melts these big tough guys that have served our country and seen some bad stuff that they still carry with them. Dixie's job is to help them relax and make them feel a little bit better.
For Vietnam veteran Jeff Evans, the Indy Honor Flight was emotional, sharing stories on the trip, then getting the welcome home he never received when he served.
Things have changed so much now to where people honor the veterans. It's just made all the difference in the world.
Memories that will last a lifetime for Hoosier heroes. In Plainfield, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
Your time is now 9:06. We've heard a lot about tactical urbanism lately, a way for neighbors to make their roads safer while also making the area look better. Our Marina Silva got a chance to spend the day in Fountain Square as one group started their second project.
Well, here on English Avenue in Fountain Square, neighbors wanted their streets to be safer, so they're being a part of the solution by adding curb extenders and artwork to not only slow traffic down, but brighten the neighborhood. Distracted driving, speeding, and illegal parking have become common concerns for people who live here.
Very quick, aggressive driving.
Vince lives on English Avenue. He says instead of waiting for change, neighbors decided to be part of the solution.
I wanted to make it safer for my neighbors and my friends and people to get around and attend our events without being fearful that they're going to be injured just walking places.
Well, the Neighborhood Association organized the project after a traffic study showed drivers routinely exceeding the 30-mile-per-hour speed limit.
It's a pretty main thoroughfare, but the speed limit's 30 miles an hour. But our data says people are going as fast as, on average, 37 miles an hour, and then even we clock someone going 70.
This is Fountain Square's second tactical urbanism project in recent years. Organizers say the first produced positive results, and this latest effort cost less than $5,000 with help from a city match. A little bit more. Dozens of neighbors spent part of their Saturday painting, cleaning curbs, and installing barriers, working together toward a common goal.
I knew the community shows up, and I knew that we would have people here, but having this many people here this early was a pleasant surprise.
Organizers hope changes encourage safer driving and make the area more comfortable for pedestrians.
I want more attention brought to pedestrian safety. I want more people feeling comfortable moving through our community, and more people engaged.
For these volunteers, the project is more than paint and barriers. It's about neighbors coming together to create the kind of community they want to live in. Reporting in Fountain Square, Marina Silva, 13 News.
And this is not the first tactical urbanism project we've seen here in Indy. The Mapleton Fall Creek neighborhood had one on College Avenue back in 2024. And last August, the Chatham Arts Neighborhood Association did a pilot project over at 10th and Park Avenue with colorful patches in order to help prevent pedestrian accidents. One of the top Boston Marathon qualifying events is the Carmel Marathon. This event is known for fast times and ideal conditions, and the courses highlight some of the most beautiful parts of Carmel. So our Ella Rhodes is out with the runners this morning. And Ella, how's it going this morning?
It's a beautiful morning for the race, Matthew. And it's not just a marathon. People are out here finishing up. It's a half marathon, it's a 10K, it's a 5K. People are just coming in, finishing. You can see them heavy breathing, but they got those medals. They're getting some water. Just such an accomplishment. And like you were saying, you get a scenic view of Hamilton County, and it's one of those Boston Marathon qualifiers, which a lot of people here do qualify for. You're seeing just so many more people come in here. They're about to hit that second hour as well in that race. I want to introduce you, though, to the race director, Jay. Jay, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Of course, we're so happy to be out here. Thanks for having us.
Of course, and so I've got to ask, you know, after the race got postponed for that weather delay last month, so many people are still out here. What does it mean to see people out here now for it?
Yeah, it's so rewarding. It's incredible. There's so many people who have worked so hard on this event with the city and our team. Not to mention all the runners who've been training and working so hard to get ready for a marathon or half marathon or whatever distance. So just seeing people out here having a good time, accomplishing their goals, it's all worth it.
Amazing. And what makes the Carmel Marathon unique from other races, you know, in central Indiana?
Carmel. Carmel's unique in its own right? Everybody knows Carmel and what makes it special. But we're also a very fast course, so we have a lot of people who come from around the country and around the world to try to run fast times and qualify for the Boston Marathon or other races like that.
Amazing. Jay, thank you so much. Congratulations on a beautiful race day. All right, Matthew, we'll send it on back to you.
All right, looks like a lot of fun out there. Lots of good runners getting it done. Isla Rose reporting live for us in Carmel this morning. Thanks, Ella.